Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Stacy Bannock. I am one of the developers for Madison Landing, and I'll be your host for today's event. We are here today to celebrate our official completion of Madison Landing Phase 1, which will be done in a ceremonial ribbon cutting. And then we're going to move on to our groundbreaking of our second phase. I'd first like to introduce the dignitaries in attendance today who will be speaking in just a few minutes. To my right here, I have State Senator Randolph Bracy. I have Florida Housing Finance Corporation's Chairman, Ron Lieberman. And we have Orange County's very own Mayor Demings. And the mayor is also going to be cutting the ribbon at the end of the ceremony for us today. We also have, Orange County's District 6 Commissioner, Victoria Siplin, was going to be here today, but due to a family emergency, she's unable to attend. Before I begin recognizing all the people that made this development come to fruition today, I would like to give everyone a little background on how we came to be here today. Let me begin by briefly describing the development process of affordable housing. As you can imagine, there are many difficult processes to successful real estate development. Affordable housing development is especially complex and extremely competitive. Unlike market rate development, we have to apply for tax credits in order to build developments such as Madison Landing. We apply for 9% tax credits from a state agency called Florida Housing Finance Corporation. Florida Housing has an annual competitive bid process where developers such as ourselves apply. Because of the limit on the amount of 9% tax credits available, only a handful of projects are awarded 9% tax credits each year. In fact, there is usually only one project awarded in Orange County each year. All of Orange County, that includes the county and the city. When a project receives an award of 9% tax credits, the developer in return agrees to maintain the affordability period for 50 years. Yes, that's 50 years. This is why Orange County has put such an emphasis on trying to obtain more affordable housing stock in the county. And to do this, Mayor Demings and his team has created a Housing for All task force. There's a 10-year action plan that was created with public-private partnerships to increase the supply of affordable housing. Had the mayor not created this task force, I truly do not believe we would be standing here today to celebrating this development of 200-plus units of affordable housing. Thank you, Mayor, again for your continuing support of affordable housing. I would also like to recognize Commissioner Siplin. The commissioner stuck with us for many years on this project. It took about 6 years. She attended neighborhood meetings. She made sure all the people in the neighborhood were standing behind this development, and she made sure the development was right for the neighborhood. So thank you, Commissioner Siplin. And I'd like to thank Orange County for the financial support for this development. Orange County supported our first phase with a SHIP loan for $747,000. This loan was instrumental in making our application competitive at Florida Housing. Orange County also supported our second phase with a $75,000 grant. And again, without the grant, we could not have applied for the tax credits at Florida Housing. Now I'd like to provide some details about our development, Madison Landing. I was recently told that this is the first time there has been a grand opening and a groundbreaking on the same day for affordable housing and development in Orange County. So not only is this an exciting day for us, I suppose it's a momentous day for all affordable housing as well. Madison Landing is going to provide 206 units, affordable units, for elderly persons 55 and up. The first phase here behind me is 110 units, and then right to the south here is our second phase, will be 96 units. As you can see behind me, the building is 7 stories high. The structure is post-tension concrete, structural metal steel walls. When we complete phase 2, we will build 8 affordable high-rise developments, all made of concrete structures. We build this type of development because, whenever possible, because the building will be standing here long, long after we are gone. I'd go as far as to say 100-plus years. This is an effort of sustainability. Yes, it costs more to build, but we're not going to have to come back to Florida Housing in 20 or 30 years to request more tax credits and use more precious resources to reconstruct this project because the structure is dilapidated. All we're going to have to do is make sure the building is properly maintained and then hope it doesn't go out of style. We call it quality without compromise. So because of the weather, I apologize, I can't control the weather. It's a little warm out here today. I'm going to try and keep this as short as possible, and I'm going to let the important people talk. So if you have any additional questions or information about Madison Landing, we have a poster board up front when you first came in with a Q code you can scan. This will take you to our website, and you can find out information about our company, team members, the product we build, and even updates from our last groundbreaking for this phase and today's event. I would like to take time to thank a few individuals, some of the professionals who helped effortlessly on the design and approvals of Madison Landing. First, Madison Landing co-development companies, American Residential Communities, founded by Patrick Law, and New South Residential, which includes myself and our team over here. We have Michael Oliver, Lindsay Sultan, and Lance Reiling. Thank you. Next, Orange County Housing and Community Development. Thank you, Mitch Glasser and his staff, for all the work they do to bring affordable housing to Orange County. I mentioned earlier that Orange County supported our projects with loans and grants. Mitch and his staff are responsible for obtaining the money to do this, putting together processes for funding the projects, and managing the selection of the projects to receive financial support. Mitch really is an advocate for affordable housing, and I wanted to make sure he's formally recognized today. Next, Orange County Building Safety. I got to thank Jeff Phillips and Special Projects. I did this for the groundbreaking as well. After many unpleasant permitting experiences in many different jurisdictions, I have to say Orange County hit a real home run implementing a special team to help developers and contractors with permitting and inspections. Keep up the good work, Orange County, because we really do appreciate it. I'd like to thank our property management company, Lieberman Enterprises. Lieberman manages thousands of affordable units for us. Lieberman does a great job with the initial lease up, which is very tough, and the ongoing affordability compliance involved with development like this. I'd like to thank our design consultants, the architectural design, Jose Bibliano, we have David Mallory and Greg Law, our structural engineers, Biana Madsen, our mechanical plumbing HVAC engineers, we have Ingenuity engineers. Our civil engineer on this project was David Evans for phase 1, and our landscape architect was Kent Foreman. Thank you to CIS and Greg Law for all the hard work you guys do to make quality when quality comes first. We also have here today Orlando's very own local street artist, Andrew Spear. By his tag, he goes by Spear Life. Andrew designed the lovely 30-foot mural on the north side of our building. If you haven't seen this, please make sure you walk around the front of our building and look up. You cannot miss it. Thank you, Andrew, for putting up with us during all of our mural design. And I'll have, where is Andrew? I'll have him, if anybody wants to talk to him and pick his brain about his art, he'll be here for a little while. Wells Fargo's representatives were not able to make the groundbreaking last year because of COVID. Although today, I believe Mike Mara is here from Wells Fargo, and I'd like to recognize our continuing partnership and financial support from Wells Fargo. Not everybody knows, but when you receive tax credits from Florida Housing, the tax credits have to get syndicated to be used for equity. The remaining gap is filled by permanent financing. We have teamed up with Wells Fargo as our investor and lender. Wells Fargo has provided over $40 million in equity and $6 million in permanent financing just for these 2 developments alone. Thank you, Wells Fargo. I'd like to say thank you to our attorneys at Zimmerman Kaiser Sutcliffe. They really do exemplify professionalism. And then last but not least, I'd like to thank our general contractor, Jeff Forrest, Winter Park Construction, not only for building this wonderful project, for helping us host the event again today. WPC, they built our last 4 affordable high-rise developments, and they're currently working on 2 more for us right now. Thank you again, Jeff. I'm going to wrap up my speech and want to let you know that our property management company, Lieberman Enterprises, is here and, to answer any specific management questions you may have or rental questions. Just let us know after the event. So I'm going to go ahead and hand the microphone over to our guest speakers. Our first speaker, State Senator Randolph Bracy.
Thank you, Stacy. What a wonderful building. I think we need to give a hand for the building that is here today. First off, I want to begin by thanking Orange County, American Residential Communities, New South Residential, and everyone else involved in this initiative. I also want to give a special thanks to our mayor, Mayor Jerry Demings, for his leadership in launching the Housing for All Task Force to prioritize the affordable housing crisis in Orange County and providing real solutions. Let's give him a hand. The majority of the units in Madison Landing will be affordable for low-income seniors who make less than 60% of Orange County's area median income. Because Madison Landing is located in the Senate District I represent, our elderly constituents will benefit directly from this initiative. As all of you know, having better access to affordable housing corresponds to greater neighborhood stability. Still, with Orange County's growing population, affordable housing will be an ongoing issue that will require us to continue to develop innovative strategies that bring new resources and strategies to the table. And I look forward to championing that work in the Florida Senate as we head into the upcoming legislative session. And again, I'm encouraged by the participation of all the stakeholders here today and applaud your heroic work in making affordable housing a reality for more people. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Senator. Our next speaker is Florida Housing's own chairman, Ron Lieberman.
I either need a stool or I need to lower this. Thank you. Thank you, Stacy. I'm Ron Lieberman, chair of the Florida Housing Finance Corporation Board of Directors. I want to thank you all for having me here today to celebrate. Florida Housing is the entity designated as the state's housing finance agency. We are like the state's bank for affordable housing. We administer state and federal resources to help provide affordable home ownership and rental housing options to the citizens of Florida. This beautiful new property, Madison Landing, received $2,375,000 in competitive housing tax credits from Florida Housing during its 2019 funding cycle. It is this particular resource, the tax credits, that make this property affordable by driving down the total development costs. 1/3 of the low-income cost-burdened households are headed by someone 55 years or older. This statistic is from the Schimberg Center rental market study done in 2019. It is important we provide rental opportunities to all ages, and these units here at Madison Landings will go a long way in the community to assist with that need. I want to take a moment to recognize Governor DeSantis and his budget recommendation last week to fully fund the affordable housing programs to the tune of $355 million. This is the 4th year he recommended full funding, and we cannot thank him enough for his commitment to our work and his understanding of the need here in Florida. We look forward to working with the legislators and stakeholders on the ever-growing need for affordable housing this year and into 2022. Again, thank you for having me here today to celebrate opening the doors of another development we can be very proud of. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ron. Okay, our last speaker today is our very own Mayor Jerry Demings.
All right, good afternoon. Thank you, Stacy, for the wonderful introduction. And I apologize to whoever we upset this afternoon because we ended up facing directly into the sun. So, Stacy, I don't know. But let me just begin by saying that this is a great day in Orange County. Historically, today marks the 1-year anniversary of the Affordable Housing Task Force here in Orange County, receiving approval from the Board of County Commission for the plan of action that was submitted. We have had the privilege to now work with Commissioner Siplin and the entire Board of County Commission and Senator Bracy. We've had great partnerships with the state and even the federal government in moving forward with bridging the gap with the lack of existing affordable and workforce housing within our community for seniors and others. But as a former police chief and sheriff, I have had the opportunity to work here in the Holden Heights area, and I've seen the phenomenal transformation this community has undergone. When you look at this building, you can see that this area is really on the upswing at this time. We look forward to building additional units just like the one behind us. But I want you to know that this area is still evolving, and projects like this will no doubt make Holden Heights a better place to live. On October 22nd of 2019, the Board of County Commission approved $747,000 in support for the Madison Landing Phase 1, which is just a small portion of our local contribution. This 110-unit complex will grow, as you've heard, by an additional 96 units. I want to also acknowledge, you talked about the mural on the wall in the front. This has become a signature of Madison Landing Properties, which embodies the beauty and the integration of the arts and celebrating the value of community. We are so glad to have the local artists with us here today. We owe a debt of gratitude to our developers and builders for their vision. This $27 million project is made possible by the hard work of American Residential Communities, New South Residential, Winter Park Construction, Blue Skies Studios, and Evans Engineering, along with the talented staff at Orange County Government. As I mentioned earlier, the Phase 1 ribbon cutting today is a very unique opportunity that we have to also do the Phase 2 groundbreaking in just a few moments. I know that the demand for the additional 96 units only addresses part of the true need for affordable senior housing in our community. The local funds for Phase 2 of the project will come from the county's SHIP program and provides short and long-term affordable housing options for our residents. This remains one of our top priorities in Orange County. Today's grand opening for Madison Landing Phase 1 and the groundbreaking for Phase 2 demonstrates what can be accomplished when the private and public sectors work together. As the county continues to move forward on implementing the Housing for All Action Plan, I would like to highlight the recent board's approval of 4 additional multifamily projects that will create 525 new affordable units. We plan on maintaining our focus on addressing housing affordability in the near future. So thank you again to the numerous partners who made today possible for the seniors in our communities. I also want to thank Mitchell Glasser. Mitchell, stand up for just a few moments. Mitchell is the manager of our housing division and his entire team for their steadfast work in bringing this affordable housing development to completion with our partners. And with that, I'll conclude my remarks. Thank you all so much for being here.
Thank you, Mayor. Last but not least, we're going to take some additional photos in an area we have set up over here for our groundbreaking of Phase 2. You're all welcome to come join. We also have fresh food and beverages by Puff and Stuff being served in the screen lanai behind you. We'll also be giving tours of our community, including apartments that a couple of our residents have so graciously offered up. Thank you, everyone, for your support today. Happy holidays, and we hope you have a wonderful new year. Thank you. Oh, yeah, I bypassed the most important part of this right here. Before we go on over to the groundbreaking, we're going to actually do a ribbon cutting ceremony.